Gentleman yields back. I now recognize the gentleman from New York, Mr. Kennedy, for 5 minutes of questions. Sorry about those bills, buddy.
Yeah, we are in pain with Bills Mafia. Thank you. We're here to talk about some very important issues here, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank you for bringing this committee together today, but I am terribly disappointed both by the answers that I'm hearing or the lack thereof answers, as well as the lack of ICE being here with us to answer some very serious questions. They should be here testifying under oath, answering pressing questions that all of us have. This committee needs answers from ICE. The people of this country need answers of what is happening across this nation. Like what happens to families like Renee Nicole Goods who are left with a massive hole in their hearts because of this administration's lawlessness. And what credibility can investigation into this tragedy possibly have if it ends as quickly as it begins and scrutinizes everyone in Minneapolis except for the agent who shot her? And how many U.S. citizens and lawful residents have been swept up in the Trump administration's immigration raids? How many of them have seen their due process rights, those enshrined in the U.S. Constitution, willfully ignored? Why is Secretary Noem taking no responsibility for the violence she has brought to our communities? And how much farther is she willing to go to destroy the American dream as we know it? What critical DHS missions are being neglected at the expense of Secretary Noem's extreme immigration agenda? And that last question, I'd like to ask the witnesses in detail about reassignments away from your respective agencies in immigration enforcement missions. We know that Secretary Noem's taken thousands of federal personnel from their assigned duties, and it's felt acutely in my community in Western New York. My district has 4 bridges that connect New York and Canada, and yet many of these travel processing booths are empty because Secretary Noem is diverting resources from northern border communities. This drives up costs, takes away good-paying jobs, deters travel with our closest ally to the north, and makes things less safe. So I understand both CISA and TSA have had employees reassigned to oversee the Trump administration's immigration and deportation operations, along with its draconian crackdown on Americans exercising First Amendment rights. So Acting Director Gadamukala and Deputy Administrator McNeill, how many people from CISA and TSA have been reassigned?
Congressman, not to the knowledge of, I don't have the knowledge of any people from CISA.
But your agency's been cut by over a third.
The team participated in a voluntary, the workforce transition program, and we are working towards our own mission of making sure that we are protecting the critical infrastructure from cyber and physical threats.
Ms. McNeill, how many of your employees have been reassigned?
I'm not aware of any of our employees being moved over to ICE.
And 250 air marshals you testified today have been reassigned. Is that accurate?
That is not a reassignment. The federal air marshals are providing in-flight security for deportation flights, which is actually falls within their mission space.
So outside of commercial flights, they have been reassigned to other flights. 250 air marshals have been reassigned. How can we assure the American people that flying in this country is safe post 9/11 if the air marshals that have been provided to do the work to keep them safe in the skies have been reassigned off of those commercial flights?
Providing in-flight security for deportation flight keeps our skies safe, and I don't think that your number is accurate, Congressman, but we're happy to make sure that we get
I believe that's the number that was mentioned in this testimony today. Do you believe that TSA employees have the right to organize, Ms. McNeill?
As I stated earlier, the administrator has the authority to set the terms and framework of employment of the TSA workforce, and we need to do so in a way that keeps in mind the mission of TSA, which was granted by Congress.
Is that a yes or a no? Do you believe that the employees that keep our skies, our communities safe have a right to organize in this country?
I think that is determined by the administrator, and actually what we are focused on is delivering aviation and transportation security for the American people and being a good steward of the taxpayer dollar.
I will take that as either a non-answer or, quite frankly, it sounds like a no to me. which is very, very disappointing, disheartening, not just to this panel and to this committee, but to the rank and file working families that are out there protecting us each and every day. It is their right in this country to organize if they choose to do so. And quite frankly, it is an obligation of this government to work with them in a collective bargaining scenario to provide them the rights that they deserve. I yield back.